No, he's not a volunteer.
I text her.
Ready? Okay.
Not coming back.
It's so nice to see so many people here. I really like that. We're going to start the town commission meeting for May 10th at 7 o'clock. Please stand for the pledge of the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sal?
Father God, thank you for entrusting us with your town. Thank you once again. I ask you that you give us your wisdom, discernment for us to make the best decisions that help our town citizens and put a hedge of protection around our staff, our police department, fire department, and all our volunteers in our commission. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Sal. All right.
Commissioner Cullen, Commissioner Pollen,
Here.
Commissioner Ramos,
Present.
Vice Mayor Satterfield,
Present.
Mayor Stark.
Here.
We have a full slate.
Awesome. I'm going to go off script for a minute.
Yeah.
I didn't have this on my agenda, and Joseph would take it home in the box and never say a word.
Now you get the picture of the
So
front.
you're gonna have to stand up.
Without your ice cream.
Joseph has received a certificate of special congressional recognition presented to him in recognition for the Home Hero Award, Home Rule Hero Award, signed by Val Demings on April 5th.
Thank you. I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah, but you carried it under your arm, home in the box.
I would have. But I'm only here because I'm a part of a great team. He did hit a home run with it.
You did. Now, if that governor just signed that budget.
Yeah, I'm staying quiet, yes. Thank you all.
Thank you. You work really hard with the League of Cities. I appreciate it. We all do. Presentation, Tony. Seislaw, thank you. From Trailside, I guess I'm turning this over to the chair.
Jason, earlier, back in March, we had our first annual charity bench press competition, which was to raise money for Special Olympics, and we did very well. The first person I really would like to thank is Officer Renee Castro. He actually put that together, did all the groundwork. It was a lot of work, and it took a couple months for us to really get it ironed out. And he did I gave him a letter of commendation for that a while ago, but I did want to mention him. But the other person I would like to mention, Tony, why don't you come on up here, man? Mr. Seislaw is the owner operator of Trailside CrossFit here in Oakland, one of our local business owners. And Tony volunteered his business and his staff to make this charity event happen. And in light of that, I'd like to present him with this. On March 26th of 2022, in cooperation with the Oakland Police Department, you volunteered your business, Trailside CrossFit, to be the venue for our first annual charity bench press competition. The event was held to raise money for Special Olympics of Florida. Not only did your business host this important charity, but during the event, you provided your services, the services of your staff to be judges, spotters, and scorekeepers. Police and fire agencies throughout Central Florida responded to compete, as well as dozens of local citizens. Almost $1,000 was raised for Special Olympics, making this event a fantastic success. Your contributions were invaluable for this accomplishment, and Trailside CrossFit is a true partner with the town of Oakland in our work with children and charities. On behalf of the citizens of Oakland and the Oakland Police Department, I want to thank and commend you for your distinguished and charitable partnership. If you don't mind, we'll get you.
Hey, you don't get away that easy.
Facebook too.
Go guys.
Yeah.
Everybody?
Yes, yes.
Mayor, can you come up and run a little? Mayor, can't really see you. Okay. Okay, all right. Very good, thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
I promise, once we get through the good stuff, we're gonna sit down for all the boring stuff.
Oh, that's right. We gotta get up here.
So Lynn's gonna help me, but we have a presentation for volunteer appreciation. Y'all got ice cream to thank you for all your help during our events. And here are the things. So we're gonna ask Dan, come on up. Thank you for all your help. Kathy Entwistle. Kathy Austin at the Heritage Center.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mary Ann O'Donnell. Mike O'Donnell. Darcy Thompson. And Becky Lynch. Thank you very much. We couldn't do these events and keep the Heritage Center going without you guys' help. We really appreciate it. Guys. And I'll-
All the kids are.
Sure, Paul, and there you go. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
And again, thank you guys all so very much. You know, we do appreciate you guys' support too, and everyone else inside here getting a lot of volunteers. So.
All right, so I have a proclamation for Peace Officers Memorial Day. National Police. Whereas the Congress and the President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which it falls as National Police Week. And whereas the members of the Oakland Police Department play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and the freedoms of the citizens in the town. And whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of their law enforcement agency. and that the members of our police department recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property and by protecting them against violence or disorder and by protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression or intimidation. Whereas the women and men of the Oakland Police Department unceasingly provide a vital public service. Now therefore, Mayor Kathy Stark, call upon citizens of Oakland to observe the week of May 15th through May 21st as National Police Week. You want another picture? One more fun one, and then we get down to business. What have we got here? National Public Works Week. Ooh. Town of Oakland National Public Works Week, Ready and Resilient. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the town of Oakland. And whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of the public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential to our citizens. And whereas the health and safety and comfort of this community greatly depends on the facilities and services. Whereas the quality and effectiveness of these facilities, as well as their planning, design, and construction, is vitally dependent upon the collective efforts and skill of our public works professionals. And whereas the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated personnel who staff our public works department is materially influenced by the people's attitude and understanding of the importance of the work they perform. Whereas the year 2022 marks the 62nd annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association / Canadian Public Works Association. Now therefore, I, Kathy Stark, Mayor of the town of Oakland, do hereby proclaim the week of May 15th through 21st, 2022 as National Public Works Week.
All right. You're not getting away that easy, so. Yeah, and unfortunately, this sneaked up on me and I just didn't think about bringing the whole staff in here tonight. It's amazing how much time has flown by. I've been here 10 years. 10 years.
God, we've had to put up with you that
Yes,
long?
yes. I've been doing this for 36 years and I would not want to be anywhere but, right now. So, but anyway, here's our poster for this year, Ready and Resilient. So if it's all right with you all, next commission meeting, I'll bring all the public works staff in. So, cool.
Yeah.
Is that Scott in that picture there?
It does look like it. Yeah.
God, it's good you dress for DK. Like me.
Somebody's got to hold up the.
What are you?
What are you?
Have Scott hold it.
Yes.
There you go. Otherwise, he'll break the camera.
Thank you. Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you. Including the 10 years. I have 16 years.
Everybody leaves early, brings a certificate back.
Thanks.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Look at this room.
Holy mackerel.
You don't get to leave.
Did we say something wrong?
Need more ice cream.
I'm going with you, Scott.
That's the way to do it.
I
All
just-
right.
I just want to know what's the matter with these people. What? You want some ice cream?
We're in the era of everybody wins, everybody gets a certificate.
They want their picture taken. They the only ones in.
They didn't get their picture taken either. All right, it is now seriously time for public forum. Do we have anyone in the room who wishes to speak about something not on the agenda? Do we have anybody from afar who wishes to speak about something not on the agenda?
I see no hands raised.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. Because I would like to think that we've covered everything. So now we move on to consent agenda. Do we have anything that we wish to pull out of the agenda and talk about, or do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any questions or comments in the audience?
Seconded.
You can fight over
Pick
it.
one.
Both at the same.
Anybody from afar, please raise your hand if you have a question or comment about the consent agenda. All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
All right, second public hearing, ordinance number 22-05.
There you go. We're good. All right, I'm going to do this presentation tonight. Jay's on vacation. Again, this is the second public hearing for the zoning for Briley Farms. Generally, we don't do a presentation, but there've been a few tweaks to the development agreement, so I just want to go through those. So we'll go through this fairly quickly. So again, you can see the location of the development on the north side along the lake. This is the property that's the zoning tonight. Again, they've, Mr. Voss and his representatives have gone through the step one, the annexation, gone through the step through of the comprehensive plan. So this is step 3 of the rezoning. And with that has the development agreement. Then the additional steps down the road will be the preliminary subdivision plan, the civil engineering, and construction plans. So again, this is the site we're talking about. It's almost 70 acres and the use will be up to 111 family units. That's what you're approving tonight. This is a phase of the overall development, which is about 115 acres. So this is the layout. And again, this is a proposed plan. It's pretty solid as to where it's at, but the final will be when will come through with the preliminary subdivision plan. And then a final plat, which will put it, absolutely. But again, it's 111 units is what they are allowed to work with, up to 111 units. So there may be some small tweaks with this, even where it's at now. But pretty much this is what the site plan is being proposed with. I'm going to talk a little bit about the dedications and stuff in just a second. So the permitted uses and maximum number of units, again, this is permitted. Use of the subject property is single family dwelling units up to 111 units. Permitted use on each lot includes attached accessory dwelling units. So we are proposing that ADU be part of the development with no separate meter. So these would be really that accessory dwelling unit where you have a family or close family member that would be using it without having a separate meter. The estate lots as depicted on the PD concept may include a detached accessory dwelling unit with a separate meter.
You're talking like a mother-in-law suite type thing?
Yeah, so the smaller lots would have an ADU, the larger lots could have a detached ADU. Again, this is something that with housing the way it is, there's a lot of places doing the accessory dwelling units. So this is something that we're actually for. Again, the dedication to the town for parks and the Oakland Nature Preserve is about 16 acres. And I've got a map that'll come up in just a second that'll show what's going. Essentially, the concept plan, there are two areas depicted as Oakland Nature Preserve dedication area that are adjacent to the Nature Preserve, and then which is about 11 acres. And then there are two areas shown on the PD concept plan as Town of Oakland Park dedication, which is green space that would be part of the town. Again, they would be paying park impact fee credits. What we're proposing to be approved is some credits for those dedications. So some of the dedications are straight away, they're dedicating to the town, and some of it they're getting credit for. So it's about $233,000, but we're getting 16 acres of very pristine property. There is a little bit of wetlands as part of it, but we're getting a beautiful oak canopy adjacent to the reserve, as well as some other green space and a small area down near the lake for civic use. Awesome. All right, so Jay has shown on here, you've got this area here that ends up being a buffer that is dedicated to the Oakland Nature Preserve. This area right here to the west is partially where the farm used to be. And on that western edge of it, there's a beautiful oak canopy that will be part of the nature preserve. You've got a little bit of area right here as a park dedication. And then the one place that Jay didn't show, there's another small area right here that's a park dedication up near the lake. So the town's getting some very nice park space out of and preserve space out of the what they're dedicating. Next slide. One of the other things that as we've been going through this, we're working on this alternative water plant down by Hull Island. And so we wanted to make sure that this neighborhood could also be connected to that as far as the irrigation. So part of what we've added to the development agreement is the construction of an off-site reclaimed water line so that we can get them connected to that future alternative water plant. So we wanted to make sure that this neighborhood also can benefit from that and not have to take potable water for irrigation out of our deep well. So that's one of the things that we've added. Another thing I want to bring up is we very much understand that there is going to be traffic impacts to the town with the 111 lots, plus the other lots in the phases. So, it's a total of about 150 lots. They did do a full-blown traffic study that was attached to the agenda. So that was part of the public record with this agenda. I'm not going to go into the details. I'm not a traffic engineer. But as part of that traffic study, they have been compelled to make some improvements at Jefferson and Avenue. We did basically defer that so we could make those improvements so they'd be consistent with the complete street plan that we're working on. So it's up to $85,000 in off-site improvements for traffic improvement that would be in conjunction with that complete street plan. The other things I just want to bring up, so we have put the stop signs on those additional 7 roads. We did not make any improvements to Jefferson Street yet. We've got an intersection with Jefferson and Dolly. As this development comes to fruition and things start to happen, we'll do some look at the town, see if we can make some improvements at Jefferson Street, including a stop condition at the trail. So there'll be a little bit of work on the town side to make sure that that trail crossing is safe. And also one of the things that we have here with the town is the ability to have a bunch of different streets that can kind of disperse the traffic here. So you've got Nixon, Walker, Daniels, Briley, Jefferson. So again, absolutely, we realize that there's going to be traffic impacts with the almost 150 houses, but we do have the benefits of having a street grid here and being able to disperse that traffic. So between what they're doing and what the town needs to do, and with that being able to disperse it, I think 150 houses is a reasonable situation for the infrastructure that we do have in place. And again, we are working, we've looked at some other things, including the complete street, to try to slow down the traffic. Even putting those stop signs in at the trail will help to slow things down a little bit, making sure people are paying attention to what they're doing. So we, as a town, as a commission, are also doing things to help, with this traffic situation. So I think with all of that this is a reasonable situation with this development, the infrastructure that we have in place. Again, traffic is what it is. It's hard, really to get away from it, but this is a reasonable situation we have here, because it could have come in at a much denser development. So again, I just want to make sure that I talk, and when Elise is going to need to read the title for the ordinance, and you're going to hear Pulte, that's part of the title. You've got a map on your desk, it's also in the package. If you look at this up on the north side of this property, the L-shaped stormwater pond, and it's really hard to read, but you'll see longleaf stormwater pond, that L pond. That is what Pulte has to do with this. That's why they're included as part of the ownership, because of that pond, not because they're building houses or anything. But they are part of the ownership because they own that pond and it's a capacity. So I just want to make that clear because you're going to hear that. That's one of the things that changed from the first hearing to now is Pulte has ownership interest in this. So I just want to make sure I put that on the record. So other than that, the applicant's here, at least can read the title and you can move forward with the public hearing.
Okay.
All right, so for the record, this is the second public hearing for ordinance number 2022-05, Briley Pond Street Zone, an ordinance of the town of Oakland, Florida, amending the town's official zoning map designation from A1 agriculture in the county and R1 single family residential to PD plan development with master plan in the town of Oakland for certain real property owned by Jefferson R. Boss, Jefferson Rich Boss Trust, Boss Family Holding LLC, Oakland Land LLC, JRB Holdings LLC, and Pulte Home Company LLC, a Michigan limited liability company, bearing property tax parcel identification numbers 20-22-27-0000-00-005 and 20-22-27-0000-00-004 and 20-22-27-0000-00-009 and 20-22-27-0000-00-026 and 20-27-0000-00-021 and 20-22-27-0000-00-78 and 20-22-27-0000-00-003 and 20-27-27-0000-00-10 and 20-22-27-0000-00-56 and 20-22-27-0000-00-54 and 20-22-27-0000-00-020 and 20-22-27-0000-00-080 and making findings and providing for conflict severability and for an effective date.
And you're going to be waking up tomorrow morning going 0, 0, 0.
About zeros.
What'd you say?
Okay, do I have any questions or comments at the table? I know you guys have been through this once 2 weeks ago. Okay, I need a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the second public hearing ordinance number 2022-05.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. The only thing I have to add is I have an anonymous letter opposing an apartment complex that you're building there, which is not true. And there's a lot of erroneous statements in this letter that is anonymous, so I would like it entered into the record because I hate anonymous. All right, perfect. Thanks, you'll get it later. You know, if you have comments to make, we are happy to take them. So, and we are also happy to correct you when you have incorrect thoughts. So, anyway, I'm going to open the public hearing to the audience. Do we have any comments or questions? I'm going to open the public hearing to those from afar. Please raise your hand if you have any comments.
See no hands raised?
Okay, I'm going to bring it back to the table, close the public hearing. All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
I mean, there's a lot of work that's gone into this. It's not, you know,
So I suppose you
just what you
guys,
see here tonight.
they're gonna leave us now too. Look.
Yes, 4 years ago.
It's been really, it's been special, really nice. Thank y'all. It's been a lot of work for everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk to y'all soon.
Is the ice cream gone? Okay, Alicia, I think you're taking this one.
Elise.
Where did she go?
I'm doing this one.
Oh, Elise, I'm sorry. I thought Alicia was, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So we just wanted to talk a little bit about our Zoom platform options. Currently, we're on Zoom meetings. We could move to Zoom webinar, and I'll explain the reasoning for that in a minute. But I want to let you know, we did check with outlying jurisdictions, Ocoee, Winter Garden, Windermere, and nobody is still doing hybrid options at all. So saying that, if we were to go to a webinar option, people could still call in, they just wouldn't be allowed to give online feedback. So it'd be basically listen only live stream, right? It would still, if a commissioner needed to attend or a developer needed to attend, we could make them a panelist. So they'd still be able to participate that way, but you would not see the rest of the attendees on there. And the reason why we're suggesting that is because right now it takes basically 2 of us to run most of these meetings. So it's been a lot of extra work on staff, on the behalf of staff. We're only doing it right now for town commission and planning and zoning. But this would lock our security down even tighter so that, you know, somebody couldn't inadvertently be saying inappropriate things, playing inappropriate videos, even more so than it is with our current platform. So that's why we're suggesting that if you guys would be willing to move to that option.
Can they?
We would not allow chat. So right now, people have 3 ways to provide public comment, right? So they can email, it's at the top of every agenda. They can email me up until 5 o'clock the day before the meeting. They can come in person or they can come on, but you can see that, I mean, basically our feedback online has dwindled.
Very low.
And so it's a lot of extra work for little benefit, in my opinion. So this would just they'd still have the email option or a written letter option prior to the meeting.
With your name on it.
And with your name on it. And then they could come in person still to provide comment that way.
So just to add a little bit to that. So what we've been doing since we've gone to this is, you know, we record the meetings. They are posted online. Anybody can go back and watch the meetings. So we have that little media button that when you pull up the agenda, then you can go back and you can watch the meeting. That would continue to still happen. So there's still the opportunity for people to get on and watch and see what's going on, or to go back and watch a meeting if they miss something so that they can be informed about what's going on. So, and I suggested this even before, you know, that we might want to look at broadcasting rather than making it interactive, because one of the fears is when we get some of this land use things where we have 100 people, it becomes difficult. We've had one instance that we had to do, but it becomes difficult to manage. And then when you've got that many people on the screen, it really opens us up to possibilities for, you know, bad things to happen.
Yeah.
So Just from a management standpoint, I think having it as a broadcast or view only makes a lot of sense.
I thought it was rather eye-opening when you did a survey of the other municipalities that we are more technically advanced than probably most of them are.
Yeah, well, so just.
Ocoee has TV.
Clear, they live feed through their own channel, Ocoee does,
Yes.
right? Winter Garden does not allow any type of virtual feedback at all. Windermere went away from it months ago, from what they said. They didn't even get their commission approval. They just did it and had very little pushback from the community about it. So that's kind of where everybody is. So nobody's been doing hybrid for, type of virtual feedback for quite a while now.
What do you guys think?
My only concern would be the feedback from the community because it is handy for them. I understand we have a lot more work to do, but it is nice that they can be able to give comment and not have to be able to come actually down to the meeting. However, it really isn't utilized to its full extent by the community. So
And
that'd be my only wonder is what kind of reaction will we get by taking it away?
well, I just think we need to do the right thing and not worry. If we worried about people's reactions all the time, that could be problematic. But I just don't like opening ourselves up to what could happen, like did happen with Vox Populi.
And can I make one more point? Because Stephanie and I are working on quasi judicial procedures for our land use, things that we haven't really been strictly following, right? And so it is going to be really difficult, in my opinion, in an environment like this, if we're allowing people to testify for them in, to make sure that we have all their relevant information if we're doing any type of land use thing. So I think it makes a lot of sense for those people to be here in person. Yeah.
And that's understandable.
So
Sal?
it would still allow for the interactivity if a commissioner couldn't be, for whatever reason, couldn't be at the meeting.
You could be a panelist.
So as long as we have a quorum in the room, that's the important part. So they can still be able to participate. I just think that, this is real. And again, we've got the knowledge and the understanding and the expertise now that should something change with the pandemic, or now that it's an endemic, hopefully we won't have these issues, but should something change, we can go back to a hybrid model fairly easily. So that is one thing, we've got that expertise now.
Okay, so Sal looks like he has something to say, but Joseph? Okay,
Most places deal with is like that format, where there's work. This was in a 3-day workshop and it was like 5,000 people around the country, and then you just had the panelists live and some 2 people there live. So on my regular work day, it's easy to make it happen almost weekly. I'm in a meeting like that where we're just watching,
mhm.
But if we have to, if it's important, we can send a message, but I think this is the best route for.
Safety wise, I think it is. And
I'm for it also.
I want participation, don't get me wrong.
I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm just saying that yes, for con, that would be
Okay.
the con of it. I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm for it too. Just to clarify it, if I understood right, the commissioners can still participate in the same way, not just watching from up there, correct?
We just would make you a panelist.
Right. And I know that if we run any type of stats from, say, 3 months, 6 months, a year ago, I've noticed, I don't know if you guys have, that there's less and less people raising their hand. So there's not.
Oh, yeah.
So there might be one, like today or last time, there was probably one or not even one.
I don't think we had one.
It's already less people being exposed for someone to do something.
Mischievous is something that I would want to risk right now if it's unnecessary for us to have to do this. I'm for it.
Rick?
Yeah, I'm for it. Just clear. So The people can still watch.
Yeah, they can watch. You wouldn't see them up there like this and they couldn't raise their hand, but they're still can watch. So it's
Oh,
like, it's like a live stream. It's like when you attend the Florida League of Cities, monthly things, you just see the panel as pictures. You don't see anybody else who's participating.
Oh, good with that.
Most churches do it that way too. Nowadays, they do the, live stream. But they don't, you can't.
Yeah, see, it's all on.
Yeah.
Andy, yeah.
Like I said, this is stepped ahead of where we were 2 years ago.
Oh.
I think you've got
Yeah.
meetings online, people can go back.
We have a YouTube channel that has all our videos on it.
Really?
And it's people that have an issue or want to speak about something that's on an agenda, they're normally going to come here to speak anyway. If it's something important to them, they're going to come here anyway to speak, I would think.
And like Steve said, we can pivot if, it's a pandemic situation, something like that. I don't think we want to pivot if it's something that a lot of people want to have a say in, then they really do
You
need
can
to
do it,
come
you
down
know,
here.
you're right.
It would only be under extreme emergency, as long as, we're given the authority to do virtual again, then we have the expertise to be able to do it. But no, I wouldn't want to do it on any other.
And when the floor is fixed, can we go back to the other place?
We can talk. We still have the equipment we would have to deal with
Okay, all right.
over any other building, but
I
a little.
just
Nice
love-
try.
I just love that people can see us working and we're working in a historic environment. I feel like people who've come before us are over our shoulders.
If you're gonna go around the table, I'm for it.
Okay, do you have a motion?
I think consensus is probably fine.
Okay, I think you got it.
Yeah.
Direction. Yep. Thank you so much.
I'm like lost now. I'm sorry.
We'll sort that with the next meeting.
Any more reporting to be made from the town manager or Mike, who talks all the time? Steve?
Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna start it in July because I've already advertised. some-
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
So just to be clear, so we'll start this in July.
whatever works for you.
That'll give a good transition. So I just have a couple quick things, and I'm assuming you'll bring up the legislative luncheon tomorrow. So you have a tree on Tubb Street in front of the new house there. And I don't know if you quite see it from here, but we have posted it on Facebook. The tree's going to come down on, is it May 31st?
It's towards the end of May, yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole section of the tree that's dead, that's not coming back, and it's definitely that's an issue. So just to put that on the record, that tree will be coming down, and it's on Tubb Street, so it may impact traffic a little bit too. But Mike will have the cones out and everything, or the company will. And I sent you something today, Marco Rubio's office. He won't be here, but Senator Rubio's office will be here in this building from 10 to 12 on Friday. They've done their own mailer out to people that might need help with federal kind of things, IRS, whatever. I sent you an email today that had the flyer attached to it.
I'll go look.
But his office will be here from 10 to 12, and we've offered up the use of the building. So, and that's all I've got tonight.
So, around the table, Mikey,
I'm good.
good?
I'm good.
School's good?
School's good.
Good.
Nothing new.
Good too.
Oh,
We all going, Friday to the,
Gala.
Yeah, the gala's on Friday night.
I'm not sure I'm able to go, but
Be there.
you going, Mikey?
I'm not.
What?
I told them at the school that they actually hit the same night of my granddaughter's recital.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
So, and my wife's out of town, so one of us gotta go.
Oh, I know.
So I had to choose.
you two are representing, right?
Yes.
I'll be there.
Three.
Yeah, I hate this. And don't disappoint me with your costumes.
I don't know about the costume.
No.
I was gonna say
I'm gonna,
expectations on the costumes.
Roaring 20s.
I'll bring my wallet to the auction. How's that?
That sounds like a fair trade to me.
So,
Fair trade.
let's make a deal.
Is Sarah still in that school?
Yes,
Okay.
just got 2 more years. Well, this year, next year, so.
All right. So Joseph, anything else? Sal?
Just want to update that we got together last week on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo for the MAC meeting.
Oh,
Plan
yeah.
Advisory Committee, and we hadn't got together other than Zoom. And just Oakland seems to be like the hot topic in Winter Garden.
Really?
Yeah, because of the expansion and Turnpike and 429 and where bottlenecks and how they're gonna add an extra light over here on 50. And
Oh, yeah, the PD, they did the PD&E's presentation.
correct. And they had a,
Putting a light in.
So when they reconfigure the interchange coming off,
Oh,
they're looking to consolidate 2 lights into one and then change it. Yeah, but they're not doing the flyover.
no, they're not. They're gonna go underneath over there by Reams Road. But if you start working your way from Claremont towards Winter Garden, towards our Oakland, you'll see that there's additional light. There's 3 already, one by the racetrack, one where the spillover underneath the turnpike into 50 to go to Claremont. One when you get through the turnpike to go left, go north on the turnpike. They're gonna add one more on 50 when you get out from the turnpike coming south, coming to our town and veering off right.
We put a light there?
Putting a light there, which I kind of questioned the gentleman there, and I said, why the light was there? So he said,
There's no light there now.
oh, there's no light now.
Well,
This is
they're actually
beautiful.
gonna move that exit.
Further out.
So where the driveway is to get to the little, their accessory driveway where they've got all their equipment right now,
Yeah,
that's gonna be,
that's gonna be the exit.
that's gonna be where it comes off. So they're gonna shift it over.
It's gonna shift over closer to us, more like almost catty corner or across from Longleaf. Which
Yeah.
the gentleman, when I asked him what was that purpose, because right now we yield,
Yeah, we just yield now, yeah.
we're gonna slow down 4 lights, the traffic this way. And he said, to get the
So that's
pedestrian.
gonna be east of the exit.
Yeah.
Correct.
east.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't key in on that light, but they are, one of the things I did ask them, and one of the things I brought up with the transportation sales tax is getting all those lights synchronized, getting them all
Yes.
tied together with the fiber optic. And that's one thing I brought up with them is working with the powers that be to be able to synchronize all those lights.
Gotcha.
And the one gentleman sent me a study from the county line to 27. DOT's got a project that's grant funded where they're going to synchronize all the lights in Claremont.
Oh,
And I was like, that needs to happen on our side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you can synchronize those lights, what you're talking about will make a whole lot more sense as long as people can move through there.
So, well, I mentioned that too, and a lot of the other people on the board, John Dowles,
oh,
he's there, Dale McDowell from, he used to be the mayor, and Maylin said hi to you. So we were like, anticipating for our comments and Winter Garden, but Winter Garden, I don't think none of the commissioner of the Coy was there. And so that was one of the lights, and I did ask about that synchronized, because it's gonna slow down one more. And their answer was that light was so that the pedestrians could get across, to the media, so they can get to Longleaf, which I mentioned is that light gonna also be added going west on 50, coming from Oakland to Claremont, which they said they didn't. So I said no. Yeah, they said no. So I was kind of like,
so how's that a pedestrian crossing?
correct. He says, well, we're gonna get them halfway through. And I said, well, you're gonna have them halfway safe. And then they're gonna make a run.
And how many pedestrians cross at the turnpike?
So let me give you a little bit of, there's a little bit of divisional.
Yes. Halfway safe.
I'm thinking of the game Frogger.
First thing, this is.
That same reaction happened throughout the whole room. So they're gonna run too long?
Yeah. Well, part of what they talked about with us, and I didn't get into that particular thing, but part of what they brought up and where they've gotten to is safety. And they're actually going to, on the north side of 50, where you're talking about where they want to get these people to, they're going to put in a wider sidewalk. They're going to take the sidewalks that are out now and put in actually a multimodal path, like a 10-foot path. They are getting away from having cyclists on the road, you know.
Which would be nice.
And actually putting them on the side of the road. So they want to take people from over on the Remington side and have you cross and be able to be on a multimodal path over to where
In the middle of 50?
Well, that was the big question. I thought,
At Remington, at the intersection, you cross, you will have no sidewalks on that side of 50, okay? They want you to be on the south side or on the north side of 50
I get it.
and use that multimodal
I
path,
get it. Yeah.
get past the interchange, and then you can cross back over onto the other side to the south side of 50 or go into Longleaf. So whatever they've got going on with that light, obviously they'll have to fix. This is not design level. This is very high level where they're at. The next step is design. And they very much think they're going to move this project forward quickly and get it into the 5-year plan, especially
That would,
the bigger part of this project down by Turkey Lake Plaza and the 429 interchange and all of that. They see this as an sense of urgency. But the reason that they're talking about this is pedestrian safety. So whatever they've got going on there, they're definitely gonna.
well, they're gonna have to learn how to explain it.
But they are and these are consultants, this isn't the turnpike, but they are having a meeting on July 19th. Am I right? And I'm sorry to take,
don't worry about it. Are you doing?
they are having a meeting on July 19th, I believe, down in Ocoee at the Lake Shore.
Mhm.
And people need to come out. And that's why I talk about, there's other implications here, like with stormwater and other things that they have to figure out when they get to that design level. And we need to make sure we're up on what they're doing because that could impact, you know.
Because they just do.
They could take some of these prime commercial spots on 50 and have to use it for stormwater. So
Well, they already did.
exactly. And I don't want us to go through that again as the town. So, but that July 19th meeting is
Yes.
important.
Yes.
That kind of closes the PD&E study. And the next thing is finding funding and getting a design.
Okay.
That's one of the things I was gonna say, so you got that. But just one of the fun facts or stats that they had there while their presentation. If you guys ever had a chance to go into their website, you get a lot of good stats and some of the stuff that they've been working on. But just I'm bringing up two of the key ones that are important to us. The exit on the turnpike from 408 to get off on Colonial there in Winter Garden by the Miller's Ale House. You guys familiar with that?
Yeah.
So that in the amount of people getting off there in 2019 was 155,000 vehicles. And they're projecting by 2045, 289,000.
Oh, geez.
So, but it's gonna change. They're gonna do that every 3 years, they said, or every 2 years, so that might grow. But our exit here, the turnpike on 50, 2019 had,
That's a day per day.
yes, 105,000 vehicles. And by 2045, they're predicting to have 193,000 vehicles.
So double.
So an increase of 88,000 vehicles.
And the numbers are staggering.
They have been playing catch up with our exit. I can't really speak as well to the others, but they've been playing catch up with our exit since it was built.
Right.
And they've been playing catch up on 429 at Apopka Vineland or Daniels, whatever it is there, since they built it.
Well,
Go ahead.
they're gonna add 6 lanes on that,
That's what I was going to say.
because they showed a big graphic with bottlenecks on 49, the Miller's Ale House to get from
Oh,
408.
my goodness,
It's just,
Every morning.
I have another question. When are they going to put up guardrails in the medians on 429? How many crossover accidents do they need to have before they do that?
I have to bring that up to them because they don't go into the minutiae details. They just overall blanket.
That is just awful.
No, they don't think beyond the mayor, John. Because
Dallas?
Yeah, we have 5-year plan and they, we're gonna add 6 lanes, a 5-year plan and said, why are we always revisiting 5-year plans? Can you guys think 10 or 15 years and built that way?
Well, it's hard to have a crystal ball, but still,
But a 5-year plan's done in 3 years.
yeah.
It's already obsolete.
By the time they're done, they're sitting there saying, you know what we're gonna need?
But I really, I mean, those no guardrails on
Yeah, you're right.
429 is a scary thing.
Well, I hope with the construction that they're doing with adding the additional lanes through there, because of the lanes are gonna get closer, that I think they're gonna have to put something down the median.
Well,
Because you're losing some of that space.
every time you turned around on the turnpike, until they put those guardrails in,
Yes, turnpike.
there were crossover deadly accidents every time you turned around. Do we not understand that?
Well, it's two different organizations too, remember?
I mean,
I can.
You know who you can call about that.
Yeah, Will.
Yeah, so, but two different organizations too, but they do planning out 25, 30 years.
Yeah,
It's not like they don't, these 5 years is the funding.
Funding, it's the funding.
Yeah, yeah.
Construction too, because they asked, how long does this take? This is gonna take us 4 or 5 years to
Well-
come. And then they're gonna, ask again.
Yeah.
And as we're driving.
And, do we really need to do a PD&E study to know that we need to widen the turnpike all the way to 75? Do we really need to do a study?
Well, the part of the issue with that is it gets the environmental part of it so that they understand if they're gonna have to get right away and.
Where they're gonna take the land? I know they need to do due diligence.
Yeah.
But they know they need to widen it. They just need to understand how.
Yeah.
But, it's 2 lanes from what? 2 lanes each way.
Starting from exit 272 all the way to
Hancock?
75.
Yeah.
Yep, I would.
But they set up the Hancock because they know they're going to widen. So they've got in their 5-year plan, they've got widening all the way down to 75.
And I tell you, it is easy for us to sit back and Monday morning quarterback these folks. And so and I sound like I'm doing that. I'm simplifying things. But the only thing that really, 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 really eats my lunch is the no guardrail thing, because I think people are dying because we don't have them.
And they have that new stat now to check accidents, how many people are dying. You can check our area here. You can see.
429, every time you turn around, somebody's got a crossover.
Now, the funding is a big thing that, like you just said, Commissioner, about the funding, and that's one of their worrisome right now, what they're thinking, because a lot of the funding comes from the gas tax, right? And they're saying that we're the fastest growing region for electric vehicles.
Oh,
And they said, if you guys, I think it was, Oviedo mayor said, if you guys haven't started thinking about that now, start thinking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually, that's gonna start.
It's gonna start to dry up. Yeah.
It's the fastest growing electric vehicle area.
In 5 years, electric vehicles will be the mainstream.
Then how are we gonna get that tax?
So that's one of the reasons that Demings has moved forward with the transportation sales tax. Because, and part of his presentations, he talked about gas tax and he showed the graphs. Gas tax has been flat for
oh, yeah.
like 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
And I know this from experience in dealing with budgets with large amounts of gas tax. It's been flat. There is a local option gas tax. The Orange County can add 5 cents to what's being charged right now. It's not really palatable politically right now because of gas prices being as high as they are. But they can add 5 cents a gallon to the gas tax, but it's not going to generate that much. And then it's flat. It's not going to grow.
You're saying 5 years, Mayor? I mean, they're thinking, 5 years, 10, 15 years from now, that
There aren't gonna be.
There
gas fields.
are going to have to be.
cars, everything,
Yeah, everything.
Plus cars are more efficient now too.
electric lawnmowers, everything.
And isn't like Amazon committed to 0 carbon emissions?
So you're going to see some things and people are going to have to get creative with how the electric cars are going to have to be able to contribute to the transportation needs of the country.
Well, they can't just feed Duke Energy.
Right. So there's going to have to be some things that happen, but I don't know what that's going to be.
Yeah, I don't either.
So,
But I do,
You're absolutely-
I do firmly believe that in 5 years, electric vehicles will be the mainstream.
But not to, change the subject on this.
We're debating.
Need a lot of
things.
charging stations.
We're not listening to you. We're talking about electric cars.
Yeah. The traffic, the increase in traffic.
No matter what happens in Oakland, there's already gonna be an additional 88,000 vehicles coming.
So of that 88,000 vehicles, you might have 2,000 or 3,000 that are actually Oakland residents. Everything's coming from outside. And that's one of the things people need to understand as we talk about Highway 50 and development.
It's not us.
It's not going to matter what an apartment or a retail store or an office generates because
Restaurant.
Yeah.
it's everything else around us is
Yeah.
already generating the traffic.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's the thing, we don't, just like we said with the turnpike, we don't have control over it. We don't have control over the decisions that Claremont makes or that Winter Garden makes that contribute to traffic on Highway 50 or growth. I mean, Hamlin, all of that out there. So we just have to be able, it's nice to know in advance so we can try and react to it, but what people don't understand is Highway 50 is a state road. It does not belong to us. And the turnpike does not belong to us. And we are beholden to those folks
Both
to
ways.
So
help us with traffic.
regionally, what you got to look at is the opportunities that come up. And they're already being worked on, but you've got the 429 extension out to 27. And that went through a PD&E study and it's now working on getting funded. That's probably 5 to 7 years out. And looking at those other connections, Independence Parkway, Wellness Way, and some of those other roads that will cross south of here between, because obviously Marsh Road, Hartwood Marsh Road is never going to change from what it is. It's a 2-lane road.
That's a
And
nice,
it's always been over capacity and it's not going to get widened. But there's other opportunities going south that will allow for that east-west traffic. So we're not going to change what's on 50, but maybe we won't add lots more because we're dispersing it.
disperse it.
And so you need there's other areas to do that. And those are the kind of things as a town, we need to be watching for and helping to push those opportunities from a regional standpoint versus, getting caught up on, we can't do anything here because there's too much traffic. Well, you need to take the opportunities to do what's right for the town. Traffic's going to be what it is, and then talk about how we can disperse it regionally.
Yeah, well, that's why Sal sits on Metro Plan and why Joseph's on Florida League of Cities. We're all pushing our agendas or what we need in those ways without direct,
I'm glad that you got to see that because it was, they did it to us with a small group, but having you be able to see that and be able to.
And I want to go to the July 19th
Yeah.
day there in Ocoee.
I can just hear John right now.
Yeah, true.
And we'll put some stuff out. Once they put the press releases out and stuff, we'll make sure that we.
Well, and we've lived through, all of this. I drove down Apopka Vineland 535 my whole career to Disney, and that was just a nightmare. The whole 30 years, the whole 30 years I've been on this side of town, it was a nightmare the whole way. Because they widened it in little pieces.
But it was from the other side too, because I started over on the Kissimmee side with it. And that you always had them bumper stickers, stay alive on 535, remember?
Yeah.
That's what the bumper stickers.
Yeah, well, that's when you could do 75 the whole way.
And nothing's perfect, and I don't know how they did some of these changes in the past, but they have been trying to be very forthcoming. Proactive and talking with the staffs from all the towns, talking with Metro Plan. And I have to at least give them credit for that and trying to be, transparent.
They have been better. I will say that, but the only thing that the hill that I would like, that I would be willing to die on are the guardrails.
We'll bring that up.
Rather die on the hill than the guardrail.
Yeah, without a guardrail. All right. Got anything else, Sal? That generated some really good debate. I appreciate it.
Besides, how many of those 88,000 cars are gonna be electric cars? Let's be honest.
That's that for you. Find out first is the electric lawnmower.
Just mind your own business. I'm done with that.
Rick?
Unfortunately, I missed all the excitement 2 weeks ago when they did the spraying of the hydrilla.
Oh, you mean helicopters?
Yeah, I was out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But even with the mishaps they had 2 weeks ago, out of the 6,600 acres, I did manage to spray about 5,600 acres. And they supposedly finished up the last 1,000 this morning,
Great.
which was on the east side of the lake. And I could see them and hear the helicopters and
Different company.
yeah, different companies.
Different
Need to finish it up. You know, I just,
Well, luckily, I guess nobody got severely injured, right?
no,
no,
no one's hurt bad, no.
That's good.
I'm just gonna comment, yeah, I was surprised when I was watching, I got the binoculars, I was looking at them this morning. I was surprised how high the helicopters were up in the air when they let loose. They were pretty high up.
they learned
So-
them two that were,
I'm thinking 1 weeks ago, that must not have been that,
Thought they were Maverick.
yeah.
maybe. But I would have thought they would be pretty low when they're spraying,
See that?
but when I saw this morning, they were up high. I was really surprised.
Jim wants to see Dr. Strange. I don't.
I can't.
But hopefully what they did has a big effect on the hydrilla, and we'll see end of the year how much comes back. And
That's great, though, that we got it.
I would think with them being as high as you're saying, with all these winds we've been having, that would be hard too.
yeah,
Okay, tomorrow's the legislative luncheon with the chamber. I don't know who's going. I'll be there. Steve will be there. Steve and I attended a mayor town manager meeting last week. And it was very good. It was more just commentary from the mayors about what they were up to in their, or mayors and town managers, what they were up to in their communities. And it was good. I don't remember anything of huge note. Do you?
One of the challenges, it used to be a District 1 thing with the Orange County Commissioner because they wanted to meet with all the West Orange County cities. Well, District 1 doesn't have all of West Orange County now. All of Ocoee is now in District 2.
Oh, wow.
So we're gonna,
Some District 6.
and a little bit of District 6. So we're kind of changing things up a little bit, and it'll be the chamber helping to coordinate the meetings with just the mayors and the managers, and not necessarily having Orange County commissioners in there because it starts to become issues with sunshine and things. So if there's a particular issue that we have, we may invite the commissioner, one of the commissioners to come, but it'll be more about us getting together quarterly and talking about the different things that are going on in West Orange County rather than trying to loop in the county commission. So that's just one of the small changes, but it's good. It's good conversation, and it's good to kind of talk to your peers and see what's going on, see what their challenges are, what their successes are. You know, Ocoee's got a lot of great things going on, so we got to hear about that. And Winter Garden's a little more attentive these days. So
Yeah, they are.
Winter Garden?
yeah. They're not, Mike Ballhofer was kind of like, I don't need anybody else unless I need you. So
Yeah, that's true.
no disparaging to Mike, it just was his personality, but they look like they're going to be more in attendance at the meetings, which is good because it's good to hear what they got going on too. Dillard Street is, their big project, and I think they got 2 small pieces of right of way left, and then they'll be able to start construction.
Tri-County.
Yeah.
You might start to see them.
For the Florida League, yeah. Last couple
You
of
may
years.
start to see.
That just really happened the last couple of years. Bobby used to, but after Bobby left, Bobby and Bowler did. After Bowler and Bobby, then nobody else, they stopped coming. I even tried to get Lisa to come. She came to one meeting when she first got elected by Ford. Lisa Bennett,
Oh,
she won the commissioners.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
she never came back.
Maybe you get that new commissioner to come.
Yeah, he gonna bring his cat.
Cat hanging around town hall. I keep trying to let it in.
She's so cute.
She is so cute.
He has his cat on a leash, right?
I know that.
I have.
I was trying to step carefully.
Oops, they gonna see it on tape. Sorry.
Okay, then.
Let me know when to adjourn, man. Let me know when to adjourn.
So how many of them cars are left?
Right, yeah.
Actually, and just FYI, the new, I don't know what his title is, sheriff in town, the new Mark Marsh from Health Central, Philip. I can't say his last name. I keep wanting to say Humamatata, but it's something close to that. He came from San Antonio. He's here now. And he's working on meeting community leaders. So hopefully you guys will see him soon. I don't know if Joseph will see him sooner.
I know they got a big event. They got something going on.
24th.
Yeah.
Supposed to get an invitation.
Okay, yeah, because I'm doing the
Um,
music.
It'll be, we'll have to leave early. It's prior to the commission meeting.
Okay, it is a Tuesday, right? Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you're supposed to get an invitation to that. But no,
Oh,
the new Mark Marsh is in town. So it'll be good to loop him into everything we're doing. They, Don Willis says he's very community minded.
Good to hear.
well, they're growing.
You are not kidding.
All hospital systems are growing.
Yep. Okay. Anybody have anything else?
Well, I'm looking forward to walking my bike across the street because that's my friction to get over here. So you're gonna have to take a dashboard. I'm looking forward to that. I had a conversation.
Start with the crossing.
I really had a conversation about that this weekend. You can't get over here
Mm-mm.
unless you go west. I could walk across and go west and come around, but
Yeah.
I don't ever see anybody try, I see
People
people
trying to go across. there.
east, like John's Lake Motel, east,
right.
trying to cross, but not west.
But you have to go west. You got to go back down by the gas station. If we come across the gas station and catch it at the little roundabout, that's the easiest way.
It won't be anytime soon, but I'm optimistic that with some of these resources and some of these things happening, we can make Highway 50 at least more pedestrian friendly. So,
I hope so.
Yes.
and DOT, I got to meet the new, they've got a safety director with DOT District 5. And it's all about safety. Even some of the stuff I was talking about changing the bike lanes to being, off the asphalt and separated and safer. DOT is changing their mindset on pedestrian safety. So I think you will see future projects being.
But will bicyclists really get on a sidewalk? They won't get on the bike trail.
Good luck.
If you give them a 10-foot path, and a lot of them will, not all of them, again, there's certain ones that, but.
They want to go fast.
The recreational cyclists, you'll get more of them if you have a 10-foot path versus a 4-foot or a 5-foot sidewalk. So.
Yeah, you're right, the recreational ones, but
There is definitely an opportunity. for some
Real
improvements.
cyclists.
Yeah.
But I think you'll see on the new roads, the standard will start to be a 10-foot modal path versus trying to do bike lanes.
Yeah, you need to have them that way.
So.
All right.
All right, if all hearts and minds are satisfied, let's adjourn. It's 8:13 p.m.
Thank you, everybody. That's
You
good
need to
work.
practice that.
I know, right?
Bye.
All right.
Bye, Amy.
See you, Amy.
Good work now.
I wrote down the name of this.